Welcome, everyone, to the Golden State, Oakland, California, the home of the Warriors as they prepare for an Eastern mix. We'll be back. Home for the next. They sit in 11th in the East right now, not quite in the gutter. Just in limbo.
And guys, this is an opponent that's given them problems first two times. Out that they met both losses. We'll see if the third time is the charm.
This is their last chance, Greg. I mean, the final game of their season series against this group. So they're looking for a measure of redemption and, of course, trying to avoid being swept.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And New York, looking at who they've got. Calderon is out there with a flower. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Porzingis in the power forward. It's stolen by Calderon. Now it's Anthony running. He can go all the way. And that comes off the assist by Calderon. Anthony's got his first points of the game.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Got a piece of it. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
And the Warriors off to a slow start here. It's a 5-point game. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way. And that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Clock at 6. Calderon dishes to Lopez. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand. But freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
Shooting two. Shooting two.
The first one falls. And Robin Lopez signing a new contract this offseason. He had been significantly underpaid for his production over the last 2 seasons.
And, Kevin, you knew he was due for a raise. 7-footers who impact the game at both ends the way he does are really valuable.
The Knicks off to a quick start here. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Well, listen, they own the boards at both ends of the floor in that game, and that's what won it for them. Those extra possessions were invaluable.
Well, Greg, I think coming into the game, that's where they thought they had an advantage, and they did a great job exploiting.
Outside Curry. And stolen by Afflalo. Here's the break. Here's Anthony. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
No one near Curry as he lets it go. And again. No good by Golden State.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Porzingis can't hit.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Curry outside, and it's denied.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
3 on 3. Here's Barnes, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Knicks.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And some of Harrison Barnes' teammates have referred to him as the senator because of the way he carries himself. And, you know, a very level-headed, dignified young man, and just he has an air about it.
And Harrison Barnes at times has been criticized in the past for not being more Clark assertive on the court.
Well, you know, it's interesting. He had to weather the pressure of expectations since high school. I mean, people were comparing him to Kobe Bryant back then, but HB can't get caught up in that. He's got to be true to himself. You know what I tell guys? Do you.
Yeah.
Do you.
Thompson misses.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Launches it. Again, the miss by Thompson. The Knicks leading by 5. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. And here is Green. He had 19 points in the win against Dallas.
Yeah, but he was the ultimate two-way player. Defensively, also doing a great job. A couple blocks in that game as well.
Now Afflalo after the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. Calderon kicks to Afflalo. He dishes it to Lopez. It's stolen by Green. And it's the Warriors on the break. Thompson with the bucket.
Great idea to pull up and take the transition 3 there. The D was in position to block his path to the hoop if he took it inside.
And when you look at Draymond Green, he's not a guy who will wow you with his numbers or his athleticism, Clark. He brings a lot of intangibles, though. And I remember talking early in his career with Tom Izzo up in Michigan State saying those exact things, that he gives you so much more than just what you see.
And his current coach and our former partner, Steve Kerr, raves about him. He's the heart and soul of the Warriors, in Steve's words.
Sasha Vujacic is checked in for the Knicks. Grant comes in for Jose Calderon. Here's Porzingis, buries it from 3-point range.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
You know, you talk about Green's enthusiasm for the game. He's constantly talking, whether defensively or even in an opponent's ear. He's a vocal presence. And also another example of how a guy can make an impact without necessarily having it show up in the stat sheet.
Now here's Curry. What a tremendous game he played against Dallas.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
Here's Vujacic. Deflects the pass. Curry with the steal. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better. And also, don't discount his leadership. Draymond Green's been a vocal leader his entire career. Even as a rookie, he wasn't afraid to challenge his teammates. And that competitive spirit, guys, can be contagious.
Thompson for three. And it's Thompson again missing.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early goings.
Now here's Anthony. And he really did play well against Chicago in that last game. With one on the clock. At the end of one, a closely contested. And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that three-point line, if I have a dribble, if I catch and shoot, if I have a good look, I think Coach will allow me to take that shot, and it's tough to guard.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
And New York, looking at who they've got. We've got Vujacic. Williams is out there with Robin Lopez. Then it's Anthony. And it's Galloway in at the one spot. The Knicks making a switch here. Serafin's checked in. Knicks trail by 3. The drive by Anthony. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. 6 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Galloway kicks to Vujacic. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Golden State's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter.
How nice was that alley-oop? Those two really have a good connection.
Yeah, read each other so well. It's a play I'm sure, Clark, they love to run.
And as a receiver, though, he doesn't necessarily feel the need to go for that monster finish. Just the nice little silky smooth layup.
Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
They set the pick. Serafin the pass to Vujacic. To the middle, 5 to shoot. Shot's good for Serafin. And the Knicks lead by 1.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Timeout for Golden State.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
Yeah, a dominant win for them their last time in this matchup. And what jumps off the stat page was their advantage on the board.
Yeah, they were overpowering inside, and you really got to like their chances, Greg, if they can replicate that tonight.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Brandon Rush, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. Barbosa comes in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. New York calls timeout.
And how about Sean Livingston? Just a terrific comeback story. Of course, he suffered that famous knee injury, one of the worst I've ever seen, and he has willed himself back to become a valuable player in this league.
New York trailing. Livingston signed, and look at that jam! I mean, just beautiful.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
And that replay is sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Galloway, it's tipped. Kicks to Barbosa. And there's the feed to Livingston. Back to Bogut. Some nice passing by Golden State here. It's Rush outside, but he recovers it. Three-pointer, and that's going to be a travel. States checked in for the Warriors. The Knicks also changing it up. Porzingis comes in for Derek Williams. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. When you think about Shaun Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark 4th back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
Dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Grant, that's good.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
And we still aren't halfway through this contest yet.
Yeah, and that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
Good.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Here's Livingston, and it's blocked. Anthony against Thompson. Anthony drives in. Pass to Porzingis. No good from outside.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
On the wing, Thompson. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And up.
Yes, Kevin, here with Stephen Curry. And Steph, you've had to...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Alongside, Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. The game was always within a fairly narrow margin, with their largest deficit of the period being 6. The second quarter was a strong effort for... And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
What a great game for Anthony in this one. He has 15 points and also a block shot. He's been their leader, stirring the drink at the offensive end and then anchoring the defense.
And yeah, Clark, what an example he's been setting out there.
The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. He adds the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots, and it's Barnes at the small forward. That's the Warriors 5. Clock at 6. New York needs to get off a shot. Lopez with the bucket. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
It's Curry outside, and the shot is good. Curry's got 14 points.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Here's Barnes. Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throwdown.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. They grabbed their own miss. Lopez. Nice D from Bogut.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Curry. No good. So New York will take it the other way.
Hey, guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
Curry against Calderon. Second shot opportunity. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Rush comes in for Barnes. And it's Barbosa in for Thompson. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
We've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. But those turnovers could have been avoided. Careless mistakes.
Absolutely. They have got to get a tighter handle on the ball.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut checked in.